This is a special report on the crimes of violence by Marty Rathbun and the followers of his militia-style cult, who all share his violent personal tendencies. Mike Rinder, for example, is a well-known woman abuser confirmed by eyewitnesses to have assaulted his wife. According to reports, he was in a violent frenzy when he put a vice-like grip on her right arm, shredding the skin and yanking it out of its socket, sustaining extensive nerve damage. 1 year later, after undergoing surgery, her arm is in a sling, and doctors say she won't be able to use it normally for another 6 months. And even more recently, in September 2011, Rinder was caught on camera mauling a defenseless 71-year-old man until finally confronted and stopped by a passing fireman. In Florida, assaulting people over 65 is a felony, punishable by a minimum 3-year prison term. But Rathbun has an even longer history of sadism and violence. Recently, he was arrested during his honeymoon for a drunken brawl on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, a town where almost anything goes. Rathbun's aggressive behavior was once again on display when he attempted to destroy the equipment of a crew of filmmakers who were peacefully filming a documentary near his home.
You can't do that, Marty! That's my personal property, Marty!
Months later, when the filmmakers returned, Rathbun accosted them on the street.
Listen to me, I'm telling you something right now. Shut the fuck up! I'm telling you something right now, mister!
So anyway, what he needs to understand is violence.
Get that out of here.
And then, his bizarre and belligerent conduct went even further.
Oh, he spit at us.
Spit in my face.
And soon after, it became downright cruel.
Why don't you sit down and do an interview with me, Marty?
And when reporter Jim Lynch caught up with Rathbun to ask him about allegations of drugs and violence in his Texas cult, he became pretty tight-lipped.
I'm curious about whether smoking marijuana and violence is integral to your counseling doctrine. It's a very simple question. It's a yes or no question.
In fact, he didn't like his line of questioning at all. And when Lynch approached Marty again, he got a good lesson on just how dangerous Marty Rathbun really is.
And I'd like to know if marijuana smoking of marijuana, ew, Jesus!
A follow-up with Mike Rinder would only result in veiled threats.
Do you know what? I think you should stick your arm inside the carrier.
And when Lynch went to question Rinder's business associate, Stephen Reynolds, those threats weren't veiled anymore. They were illegal and intended to intimidate.
Brandishing his weapon, threatening from the street.
1911 45 chrome black grips.
And the violence didn't end there. When Lynch found Rathbun again at the airport, the threats turned into sudden, outright assault.
Oh! Excuse me. Hey!
The sadistic and uncaring laughter of Rathbun's female cohort as this assault took place speaks volumes about the kind of company he keeps. For later on, Rathbun resumed his violence on the documentary filmmakers with threats, intimidation, and brute force.
Damaging personal property.
Watch your step, boy.
Is that a threat?
Yep.
And this time, he physically attacked one of the filmmakers, inflicting facial lacerations. Rathbun would later be arrested, handcuffed, and booked in Texas for a Class A misdemeanor, assault with bodily harm.
Mosey, did you ever see me hurt anybody?
No.
Considering his long trail of violence and deceit, is Marty Rathbun the man he purports to be, or is he just a militiaman, a monger of hate? For in fact, what you've just witnessed of Marty Rathbun and his small Texas cult is only the tip of the iceberg. Much more will be revealed in future news reports.